Hey there and welcome back. So I am excited to introduce you to a new piece of equipment that's coming here to help us with our conservation project on the back 80. So if you've been around the channel at all, you know that we've got a 80-acre strip mine on the back. Jason likes to call it the Habitat Oasis project. That is a old strip mine from the 70s that was reclaimed and covered with invasives, actually on purpose. They weren't known to be invasives at the time, but they've turned to be invasive. So we're trying to restore it to natural habitat. So what we have here in this crate from Baumalight is going to hopefully help us attack the autumn olive bushes that we have, acres and acres of them. So in the past, we've tried a whole bunch of different methods of knocking them over and stacking them up as brush piles for the wildlife, cutting them down with chainsaws and spraying them with herbicide to try to keep them from resurfacing. But now with this new tool from Baumalight, we're hoping that we're going to be able to attack a lot more of it a lot more quickly and leverage a couple of the approaches that we've taken before. So today I'm not going to necessarily get a chance to get this out and put it in use today because we're still covered in snow down here. And just getting to the back 80 right now is a bit of a mess. So we're going to let things thaw a little bit, but we're going to tear into this crate here and show you what we've got. A couple things I want to point out is that Baumalight is a Canadian-made product, 100% manufactured in North America. This is not Chinese product. This is not from anywhere else in the world. It's from our brethren up north in Canada. So super high quality products. I've already taken a peek in here to kind of poke around and see what I could see before I start tearing it open. And not only was it crated better than anything else I've ever received, it had the nice big Baumalight stickers on the front and the back. So when I actually picked it up from a shipping company in Columbus, just because the roads are so bad down here, I didn't want to pay for anybody if they got stuck or had any issues with the delivery. So I went and picked it up, which was free delivery from Baumalight. And, I could see it as soon as I walked into the warehouse, the big Baumalight sticker on there. So that was kind of cool. They did a nice job with their marketing. But anyway, the deal that I have with Baumalight, this is not mine. I have it on loan for a year. And so I had a call with them after I've been eyeing their products for a very long time, and a lot of the other folks that I'm connected to through YouTube and habitat projects and things like that have used the Baumalight products and speak very highly of them. So this is kind of like a coveted brand and product that I've had for a long time and really wanted to get my hands on some of their equipment. So I had a conversation and explained to them what we were doing on the conservation project, and they were very excited to hear about the projects that we're doing, and offered up this tree saw as a first step. Oh, I let the cat out of the bag. This is the DPH 532 tree saw. So it's a PTO driven tree saw, a 30-inch blade on the back with 12 teeth on it, replaceable teeth, that are going to be able to just back into the trees and cut them down. So we'll talk more about the specifics of it, some of the details on there, but let's go ahead and just cut into this, and we'll talk more about it once we got it opened up here. I've been kind of having to look around here to see what it was going to take to get this thing apart. And honestly, I'm not quite sure that there's going to be a super simple way because I want to try to save this crate for when I send it back to them because it's just done so well. But I'm not sure if that's feasible or not. So as I mentioned, I poked my head in there earlier. There was some details on product support and a set of eyewear in there. So always nice to have extra eyewear. That's something that I keep all over the place. I buy them in bulk, 24 at a time. I find it's like kind of like tape measures. When you need them, you can never find them. So having eyewear everywhere cuts down on that problem a bit. So that drive shaft goes way back up in there. Wondered why it's so long. All right, so got it off the pallet. That wasn't so bad. I'm really excited about this piece of equipment. So as I mentioned, this is the DPH 532. So they've had a 530 out there for some time. And this is actually a new unit. They produced it based on some feedback out of a tester they have down in Texas. And what he was asking for was a single unit that could handle both Category 1 and Category 2 quick hitches. And that's exactly what they've provided here. So I have a Category 1 quick hitch, and I was able to just flip these clevis pins down here, have them come back through the other direction, and my quick hitch hooked up perfectly. On the S75, it's going to be out wider. I'm sure we'll fit down in the side. It's got more of like a Pat's quick hitch, so I don't have a Category 2 quick hitch, the wider quick hitches. So we'll do our best to try it on all the different models. I did want to point out that when I talked to Baumalight, I had told them that we're going to run this on the S75. That was really the primary use case, because I want to be in the cab tractor through the winter and start knocking out this autumn olive problem that we have on the back project. And if I can run it on the H24, I will. I believe it would work just fine. You'd probably just have to go a little bit slower. But the main thing that's going to keep me from doing that for a while is I need to check out, there's a really nice heavy-duty PTO shaft with a clutch on it. And that's going to probably need to be cut. I can just tell you now that that distance is not long enough here that one's going to fit on here without being cut. So I want to try it on the S75. That's going to be the widest that I'm going to need. And then I can figure out from there how much can I cut off of that drive shaft. And I think that clutch is pretty important to the gearbox and to the tractor's PTO, so that if this thing binds on a tree or whatever, you don't burn up your tractor or the gearbox. Look at the size of this gearbox, man. It is massive. So the PTO output on the S75 is somewhere around 62 horsepower or so. And that's one of the primary use cases we wanted to try out on this as well. So a couple things. This thing, you can see here on the back, we have that cutting wheel. And so it's going to spin in this direction. We have these little round cutting heads, which I noticed as I was taking a peek in here. It has 12 cutting heads on it, and in here is a 6-pack of replacement cutting heads. So, and the cool thing is that each of these heads can be rotated 3 times. So they have a little marker on here that shows you where to rotate them. So if you knock off an edge or you mess up an edge, you can rotate them. And I read it was really key that you inspect these regularly, because as your cutting heads start to wear down, they impact the rest of how everything else cuts, just like you would on a saw. You get one bad saw tooth, it can impact everything that's going on. So we got that. I was just checking out the max diameter on your tree is up right about 10 inches. So you're going to have the blade completely buried in a 10-inch tree. The other recommendation in all the safety manual and everything is that you don't go taller than a 10-foot tree. So the reason behind that is, as you're cutting, you don't want that tree to fall forward and hurt you on the tractor. So the good news is, on our conservation project, the majority of the autumn olive that we're looking to cut down, it might be over 10 feet, but it's like a big bush. So I'm not worried about it falling towards us. The other thing that I found I really liked as I was hooking this up is the hydraulic top link, to where if you wanted to get an angle on that cut, you could. But in all honesty, the way that we want to attack this autumn olive back here is cut it as low as we can, and then we're going to spray it with an herbicide that kills the root system, and it should rot out. It's a pretty soft wood. It should rot out, I would say, within 12 months, sometimes faster, I believe. I've done a ton of treatment of this stuff in the woods. Out on the project that we're doing, the conservation project, the strip mine, we have tried a whole bunch of different ways. Forestry mulcher, knocking them over, cutting them down, spraying them. And I got to tell you, the only thing that really keeps them from coming back is that herbicide. The forestry mulcher, just, it was like we had a massive bloom. And whether that's the disturbed soil or the new sunlight down, I don't know. But we're going to run some tests after using this. You can see this has a adjustable bar here. You can adjust how aggressive that you have this to aid in pushing over the trees. And so I like that a lot. I've been kind of doing a little walk around here on looking at the weld quality and the paint and everything. And this is really some top-notch metal work. And I've kind of done a visual inspection of all the bolts so far, and everything just looks really well made. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited about it. I wish I could get it out today, find a little tree to cut down or something, but I'm not going to do that because we're not going to cut down the PTO shaft. And the S75 is on a bit of a road show right now because it's the only one in the U.S. at the moment. So while I was on vacation, Solis came and picked it up and took it around to some dealerships to let them see what's coming here in the spring with the launch of the S75. So should have that back in a couple weeks, and then we'll have this out and put it to work. I don't know if I already said this because I was recording earlier and not recording, and so the plan here is the S75, the 2032R John Deere, Jason's 4052R if he wants to give it a go. He has a 1025R, and we have the H24 here if we can get a trimmed down PTO shaft. And I may have another one that's already smaller. If I have that, that's probably what we'll do, is go with that. So very excited. 1 year loan on this, and really thankful to Baumalight. And I suggest that you check out their website at baumalight.com. And remember, everything that they build is manufactured in North America. So our brethren up there in Canada is putting together some really nice equipment, and I'm excited to be using it. So if you enjoy our content, if you're interested in seeing the DPH 532 in action, hit that follow button. Keep checking us out. We got lots more equipment. I got 2 more pieces of equipment in addition to this from other providers that I'm going to be putting to use in a similar way on this conservation project. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.